afternoon. It's time for our daily devotion. I remember when I was in high school, most of you probably remember this as well, that they always had these popularity contests near the end of the year, and it went into the yearbook that you got for that year. And one of the categories in those popularity contests was most likely to succeed. Most likely to succeed. I have joked many times that I knew lots of folks who were the most unlikely to succeed. Interestingly enough, many of those folks have been very successful in their life, but during high school, you would never have nominated them for likely to succeed. Most unlikely to succeed would have been the award that many of them would have gotten. And I was thinking about this morning how this is Thanksgiving week, and it's a week when we're supposed to be thankful and thinking about those things that we are grateful for. And I was thinking, you know what? There are some things in my life that are very obvious that I'm grateful for. There are some things that stick out of my mind that, of course, are always on the first of the list, and everybody always mentions family and jobs and a house and a car and clothes to wear and all those kinds of things. But there are also some things I think which are the most unlikely to be given thanks for. And the things that are most unlikely to be given thanks for, the most unlikely to be grateful for, are the difficult things, the unpleasant things, the hard things, the things that bring pain and grief into our life. I look back over my life now of 62 years, I think. And I think, you know what? There were some things that when I was going through them were the most painful, the hardest. They were the things that I didn't want to experience at all. But in looking back over a lifetime, I can see that some of those things did me a lot of good. They made me stronger. They improved me. They showed me God's ability to strengthen me and sustain me through the most difficult times of life. And so now, in retrospect and hindsight, looking back at those times, I'm thankful for those times because I realized that even though they were difficult, and even though they were hard, even though they were unpleasant, they were good for me. They were good in the long run. And that's what God has promised. He's promised that all things work together for good. But I tell you, when we're going through those difficult times, it's sure hard to be thankful, isn't it? The most unlikely things to be thankful for are the things that are hardest. But here's what I found. When I can truly thank God for the difficult things, for the unlikely things, for the things that are hard, when I can truly learn to be thankful in the middle of those difficult times, it becomes so much easier and so much better when I thank Him and I'm grateful for the good things, for the pleasant things. If I can learn to thank God and be grateful in the most unlikely of times, in the most unlikely of circumstances, with the most unlikely of things, then I'll have no difficulty at all remembering to thank Him for the good things, for the pleasurable things, for the things that I enjoy. So today I'm going to ask you to do something that's a little bit out of the ordinary or a little bit odd. Make a list of 2 or 3 things that are the most unlikely things that you would be grateful for. And then ask God to help you to be grateful, even though you may not understand it right now, even though it may be difficult at this time. Or maybe it's one of those things that you have already seen has been good for you. Thank God for those things, for those situations, those circumstances, those difficulties, those trials, those tribulations. And I'll guarantee you that by the end of this week, if you will continue over the next few days to thank God for the most unlikely things, come Thanksgiving Day, thanking Him for the other things in your life, they'll be so much easier to thank Him for. And it'll bring so much more joy into your life to be grateful on Thanksgiving Day. So prepare yourself this week for Thanksgiving by beginning to praise Him for the most unlikely of things. Now, go make it a great day, and I'll see you next time.